Thank you, everybody who has come in this meeting. As you know, this is our last and concluding session. Before this, I will like to tell you brief about our speakers who uh, w- took interest in this session. Initially, stop share. Why it is not coming? Okay, so in this session, we are concluding, but before that, I will like to share something with you. Initially, we thought that this conference, RTM, roundtable meeting plus lectures will finish within 3 to 4 sessions. But we saw the interest of our senior scholars and and found that we have to at least make it 6 or 7. So now it is our last session, concluding session. Even now we have few more speakers, particularly young scholars. They are four, and we kept their lectures on the next Tuesday. And some senior fellow are also left, so they will also speak on the same day. So this is who the people who took interest in this and topic they speak in this because to save the time I will only name the speakers. A keynote address was given in the first session on 30th June by Dr. Narayan Lal Kachara ji and Dr. Narendra Bhandari ji. In second session, Dr. Pratap Sanchetee, Dr. Subhas Jain, and Mr. Aditya Vaibhav Jain, they gave their talk. And third session was conducted on 14th July, and Dr. Parag Melvanki Saab and Mr. Dilip Jain, Dr. Sangeeta Vipin Shah, they spoke on various aspects. And after that, Dr. Sudhir Shah and Miss Neha Jain, they speak on 21st of July. And 28th, Sri Arunji has given a very beautiful lecture relating epistemology with modern AI. And also on the same day, philosophical and scientific views by Dr. Anil Jain of Surat. This was the brief about our speakers, and I thank all the speakers who took part in this. Now I will like to uh, share my slides that I will like to show you. So my topic is actually I summarize all this thing what we have learned from these sessions, and also I put something more in this. So I will speak on the brain and mind in Jain philosophy. So brain in Jain philosophy, brain is considered a material bodily organ, instrument like eyes or ears. It is not regarded as source of mind, consciousness, or soul. It is part of Audaric body made of Audaric Sharir Vargana. You may ask what is Vargana? It is a group of small physical particles. And if we go into Varganas, there are 23 Varganas. And out of them, one Vargana is this Audaric Vargana, Audaric, Vakrik, Aharak. All three are comes under Aharak, and some acharyas mentioned separately. Not much information has been obtained other than this. We need to investigate further to get a detailed answer to this question. So we have limited information about the brain, but when we come to mind, we have a detailed information in our text. Mind is subtle instrument that is connected to soul, yet distinct from it. It is not connected with We can't correlate. They are having some relation, but even then, this mind is different from soul. Mind is atindriya, non-sensory in nature, as it does not manifest like five senses. Five senses perceive objects located at specific places and remain constant over the time. We know where is our eyes lies and where is our ears. So likewise, matlab, and we can see we, but man or mind we can't see because it is inside the body. Our mind does not perceive objects based on a specific location, nor does it remain static over the time. It is of two types, physical mind and psychical mind. Physical mind is entity located in the region of heart, shaped like an eight-paleted lotus. It is extremely subtle and imperceptible to senses. Psychical mind is of the nature of knowledge. Since knowledge is an attribute of living being, jiva, it is subsumed within the soul. Function of mind. The function of mind include forming intentions and making choices, deliberating eh, on good or bad, and recalling past events. All five senses are under control of mind. Senses are subordinate to mind. First, a thought or impulse arises in mind, and only then do the senses perform their functions. If no such impulse arises in mind, senses do not engage in their activities. Mind extends to that area for a short time where it wants to act, and then it connects with core mind and then directs senses to act. This is very unique thing that is mentioned in our text. So whatever mind is there located in the near heart, but whenever mind wants to see something, mind wants to hear something, then suddenly a portion of a mind extend to up to that area. You can say like this, a small portion of that for a short period, and then it again go back to main organ, main mind, and then mind directs to the senses they what they have to do. Psychical mind is found only in fully developed five sense being. So question arises how four sensed or below perform their activities without mind. It is a question people may ask or it may come in our mind. Its answer lies in sangya, natural instinct found in all living beings. Plants and four sensed or below perform their activities with these natural instinct. We all know what are sangyas, ahar, bhay, methun, parigrah. These sangyas are instinct properties of all the living being. Whatever they perform, ये ये this ये four uh, one one sense, two sense, up to four sense, they act under this. They don't have mind. So one sense perform these activities due to kaya bal. We have 10 pranas. So kaya bal, kaya, vachan, and man like this. So kaya bal, they perform their activities due to kaya bal and one sense of touch. From two to four senses work due to kaya bal and vachan bal and senses they possess. So suppose two indriya, two senses, living being have vachan also. So it is having vachan and kaya also. So sparshan, rasna or sparshan, rasna and kaya. Like this, five senses perform all activities through manbal, vachanbal, kaival, and all five senses. The soul is considered fundamental prerequisite, prerequisite for existence of life. It possesses two primary attributes, consciousness and उपयोग. दर्शन और ज्ञान इसका वो लक्षण है. So उपयोग is functional aspect of consciousness. It is of two types, ज्ञानोपयोग, act of knowing, and darshanopयोग, act of seeing or experiencing. Jnanopayog is attribute through which soul comprehends itself and external world. Darshanopayog can be interpreted in two ways, as perception of oneself and objects, and second, conviction regarding soul's existence. Dr. Kachhara Saab has given a beautiful this here picture, and uh, as per him, he says the sense data received from outside world and communicated to brain and then to Dravya mind, which then respond. Bhavman, uh, they call it BM, received information simultaneously and perceives objects, identifies it, and store in the memory as shown in figure. This is the way of knowing external world. If one question arises, mind is a part of one design in nature or an independent entity. So I try to clarify this part. It is nature of five-sensed being that will definitely have mind, but up to four-sensed cannot have mind. There is nothing like evolution of life form. The perception of attaining power to make body, senses, etc. is called paryapti. Uh, we know we are having six type of paryaptis. So only five senses have man paryapti. Mind is completed in end of full body development. I would like to clarify about the paryapti. Yeah, we are having six type of paryapti. Or paryapti means uh, capacity to form the body. So they are having first ahar paryapti, like this. I have to remember the name. And so man paryapti is completed in the end of the all other paryaptis are completed. Then only it is. So mind is completed in the end of full body development. It is as per our text. The mind is from formed using manobargana. Uh, as that on particles. Yeah, another question is relationship of mind with soul. So Jain philosophy distinguishes physical mind and psychic mind. Psychic mind itself is part of soul, as I told you earlier. It is of nature of knowledge. Since knowledge is an attribute of living being, it is subsumed within soul. Psychic mind is found in all living beings. Sanskar and memories are stored in this, in it. Soul has a quality of performing samadha. One question, interesting question. How can mind see or feel far off things? It is an interesting question. People may ask. The soul has quality of performing samadghat, means soul can extend out of body. We know about the samadghat, like Vedana samadghat, Mardantik samadghat, uh, and uh, when there are six type of samadghat, so in which our body, well, our soul go out of our body. The psychic mind also extend alongside soul. It connects with distant objects and gathers information. This information is conveyed to physical mind. Five senses operate according to instruction received from physical mind. Uh, I think it is my one more slide is there. Many acts are done without any intention. This is also an interesting question. Is there any involvement of mind in it? हम जैसे वी आर सिटिंग आइडली एंड समटाइम्स वी सी दैट हमारी आंखों की पलक झपक रही है, या सडनली हम करते करते हाथ इधर कर लेते हैं, या सडनली अपनी गर्दन घुमा लेते हैं, तो विदाउट एनी इंटेंशन वी आर डूइंग दिस. तो व्हाट इज रीजन बिहाइंड दिस? I just try to find out the answer to this. There are two type of activities that every living being perform. Number one, activities which are not governed by mind. They are called uh, ashak anushthan. And activities which are governed by mind, they are called satya ashak anushthan. So we have two type of anushthan. It is mentioned in our text, kasai pahor probably of. So they things remain, many things remain stored in subconscious mind and unconscious mind. They may surface unexpectedly. This suggests a connection of Ashak Anushthan. Further investigation into this matter is required. I think this is my end slide. Thank you very much uh, for listening me. Now, this was the part from the Jain point of view. Now, I request uh, Dr. Pratap Sanchetee Saab. Uh, he will speak about the scientific aspect, but particularly neuroscience. Neuroscience. So, Dr. Sanchetee Saab, please.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So this is the my I am starting my slides, and will we had an excellent interactions in the last 5 RTMs, and I am grateful to all the participants and the speakers. They have not given their deliberation; they have taught me a lot. I wish the same tempo continues in the fresh set of RTMs, where we will be discussing consciousness. If I have to summarize earlier RTMs in a single sentence, my conclusions are both scientific and philosophical approaches have similar conclusions, and though languages used by them differ a lot. Otherwise, there is hardly any differences which I can find out. Today, I'll be just discussing on some of the scientific perspective, though I have discussed in the earlier 2-3 lectures, but today I'll be taking some new parameters as well. Dr. Anil Jain has given a beautiful aspect of the Jainism and how it looks into the mind. There are some differences, and that too because of the languages and the approaches. Otherwise, the basic remains the same. My first question is, can you define the mind? Perhaps very difficult question. We are not unanimous on its definition. But it's an excellent creation of the nature to animal kingdom, highest developed in the humans. We all agree that it has got no conventional structure. It's formless, weightless, ultra fast, self-correcting, and mostly faultless. It doesn't make many mistakes. It makes some illusions and the delusions, but generally not. So why it is formless or the weightless? Because it is an action program. Like you have got a software in the computational machines, and the energy comes from the EM, electromagnetic energy. That's why. And through these mind actions, endocrine secretions are affected, which decides our instinct, emotions, and the feelings. As everyone says, we cannot have a direct access to the mind right now at our present state of knowledge. But we can assess what is going in my mind through the motor actions, be it verbal or the non-verbal, speech, expressions, facial body gestures, what we call in short as man, vachan, and kaya. And certain changes now science has gone into the biochemical, hormonal changes in the EEG, and the latest addition is the fMRI. My only question or the observation on Dr. Anil Jain's slide is whether to call it anindriya, non-sensory, or it is supersensory. It is basically a supersensory. It is more than, it is the master of all the sensations. So to call it as an anindriya, I think may not be correct one. That's my feeling. Now, a point where we differ, but we from the scientific angle looks into that one, that mind is an emergent property of the brain functions. That's a big question and difference. What we feel that it is an extension of the structural brain. What you call it as a physical organ, brain, it is extension, it is action from, like my hard disk which is there in my laptop or my computer. When you add Microsoft Word or the Excel or the PowerPoint, it manifests as a different one. And as I told earlier, it's a private, it's a personal. You cannot communicate mind to the another in the language which we are speaking right now. The physical or Dravya mind, which is referred often in the Jainism, is the mental processes generated through the brain activity, like perception, memory, thought, emotions, language, self-awareness, what we call as consciousness. And this mind change depends upon neurons, and more the important than synapses, I will be talking in the next slide, sensory input. What earlier has been pointed out, the external world, even my own internal world is also being perceived by the mind and the sensory systems. Like we will be talking about the vagus nerve later on. And it is connected or corrected by electrochemicals and the neurotransmitters sense. This is the perhaps, I'm not touching the brain because I already talked earlier, but this is one of the very important slide. What we brain, we put it as a neurons only. It's not the neurons only, and it is not the brain is not the mother of all the neurons. Neurons are there all over the body, but concentrated in the brain. Approximately 86 billions, that is 98% of the body neuronal load. And what these neurons are for cognition, consciousness, memory, and the behavior. And the spinal cord, which is not an essential thinking instrument or cognitive instrument, is just blessed with the 15 to 20 millions. But what important one is the last two. The number of the neurons in the gut, my intestine, is around 500 millions. That's why the gut is also known as second brain. In fact, 95 to 98% of the serotonin hormone, which is there for my calmness, my relaxations, is being produced in the gut. So that's the importance of the neurons which are there right now. And another important, heart, which has got approximately 40,000, not big, but it's a significant amount, 14,000. Interesting. That's why my heartbeat continues in spite of all the damages which are there from the outside. That's the one aspect of the neurons. But if you go into the bottom of the slide, it is not the cerebrum which has got the largest number of neurons. It is the cerebellum, which controls my motor actions. Basically, it's a main in the motor neuron, motor actions, coordination of my movements. That is the where. Whereas the cerebral cortex, which we always take for cognition and the other functions, has got only 16 billions. So it is around 30% or the 20% between that one. But what is the beauty in the cerebral cortex is the interconnection. As I told in the last lecture, each neuron has got approximately 10,000 connections. So rather than a single neuron, there are 10,000 friends with the one neuron. That's the beauty of the cerebral cortex. So the magic of mind lies in the interconnections, the synapses, and the number of synapses which are there, or the friends which have been made within my cerebral cortex, is in the 10 raised to 15. Keep on counting the zeros after the 10. This is in a short how the brain works. And it works because of the networks which are there. There are thousands of the networks for different actions. And not only that, the single network will be responsible for the single action. There are multiple networks comes into the play for a single action. And that's the where the networks, I just taken for the example's sake, DMN, which I talked earlier also, the default mode network. It is highly active when I am introspective activities like meditation, my thinking. I'm quietly, when I'm dissociated from the external world, the DMN is active. And when my inattentiveness or when I'm confused with the many external world things, the DMN activities goes down. This is in conjunction with the what Jainism says. Jain philosophy put it as a pramad, a source of inner unrest and the ethical lapses. Fortunately, we can now quantify the DMN and it can act as a biofeedback mechanisms. This slide also I had talked earlier. Conscious mind, which if we have to correlate with the Jain philosophy, it is the what physical mind or Dravya mind. This is the what? It's only the 5 to 10%, less than 10% of the our mind complex is conscious mind. And the biggest portion is the unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind is what in Jainism known as that it is what sanskara, egos, instinct, they all are in this one, which are not manifesting outside. Though psychologically we have analyzed it, but scientifically we will quantify in sooner after, I think 5 to 10 years we'll be able to do. But it is almost similar to the what Jainism has got. Chetan and the Avchetan. And subconscious mind is an interface between these two. But mind you, they are not the strict boundaries. They are intermingling with each other. What beautiful a beauty amongst the artificial intelligence or the artificial computational machines that the mind has got online monitoring. I'm talking to you. I'm observing the eyes of the Sri Ramesh Jain and Anil Jain or the Alok Jain. And I'm just modifying my own lecture based on the responses which I got. So online monitoring and changes in the plan as per the requirement is only the beauty with the mind. I have already talked about the neuroplasticity, ability of the brain to change its structure and the functions. This is the where if you improve your ethical living and if you improve your introspective functions, then possibly you can change the structure and the functions of the mind and the brain also. I'm sorry, structure and functions of the brain and in turn of the mind as well. So I'll not speak much on this one. My little difference on the animal mind and the human mind. The one big question which Dr. Van Anil Jain was speaking, he says that the four sense doesn't have got the mind and the five sense has got the mind. My big question is fifth sense is the hearing. And I'm really confused how hearing will add to the genesis of the mind. I'm really not convinced that the hearing will introduce, because the conventional five sense, but his other statement was quite agreeable, that when all sensations are there, the mind sensations appear. That I do agree. But fifth sense, if you talk in the term of the terminology or the numerology, is the hearing. And just adding hearing will not add the mind to it. So this is the way where I will say what we postulate, the mind differs, human and the animal mind differs. The mind of the animal is basically targeted toward the suraksha, defense, so that it survives all the events, all the adversities it survives. So they are more for the perceptions, for the observations and other things. Whereas the human brain is basically not for the defense, but it is more for the social, uh, abstract thinking, all higher mental functions, they are in the mind. If you look into the development of the brain, reptilian brain diagram I have not taken today, but if you go, the cortex, particularly the frontal and the occipital cortex and the parietal cortex, they have been added later on, and they are increasing even now. So this is our mind is a different one than what the mind of. So just to call that the animals do not have got the mind, they have got the mind to different magnitude. They are not of the a magnitude which the human beings. But where, in fact, we are still confused that where the transition from the animals to the human mind it occurred. Are we missing some links in between? I'm not very sure. This is the one which I talked in the last lecture also. The mind is not a singular entity. It is not a single entity. It occurs everywhere, wherever the neural element is there, mind will always be there. If you look into the mind, even a small cell, the mind is there also, but only non-acting. Means it's not the way in which is the mind there and concentrated in my head. So the mind is at the cellular level also, at the individual level, because the highest concentration of the neurons are there in the brain. That's why if you can want to quantify it, brain has got the highest number. But beyond that, where we need the philosophy to act is the regional mind, mind above my head, means around me, what we call as lachia or the halos. That is the mind electromagnetic spectrum which is around me. That is the one what we call as regional mind, where I communicate to you without speaking anything. That is the one regional mind. But everything is part of the universal mind. We are part of the universal mind. If you look into this one, or if you look into the all other, this one, sorry, the Vedanta put it as Brahma or the cosmic consciousness. Again, it points to the universal mind. Jainism put it as infinite consciousness or the liberated souls. They are also part of our mind. We are part of that mind. And Buddhism put it as the universal awareness. Theosophy or the Western idealism put it as a universal mind. So the mind is not only what I have got in my head, it is around me also and around in the and part of the universe also. And even to the smallest action, even a single unicellular organisms will also have the mind, but not the mind which we have got. That's the difference we have to. So the mind at cellular level, at individual level, regional level, and the universal mind. Perhaps we can consider what important point is that we know from the brain also that everywhere there is a two-way communication or the multi-way communication. Suppose something goes high in my body, my temperature goes up, my cooling center in the brain puts it towards the down. So sweating comes. Similarly, if my pain is there, I withdraw it. And once I withdraw, my hand looks into the another thing where I can put it again. So there is a two-way communication or the multi-way. I know, two-way is a simple way to put it. It's a multi-way communication. Putting the artificial intelligence and the mind, which was the perhaps in the last lecture we had, it's a power computational tool that mimic, that is not but mimic human intelligence. If I have to put it, it is like putting my left brain, which is a logical brain. Perhaps they have translated some of my left brain into the artificial intelligence or artificial mind. It's interactive, but doesn't have consciousness or what we call as affective brain, empathetic brain, emotions brain. These are not there. So the AI doesn't have got the consciousness, emotions, self-awareness, or the subjective experience. If we can put it in that machine, which is far-fetched possibility right now, perhaps we will be creating a artificial mind also. But I don't think it will be possible in our lifetime at least. What important point is our mind scientifically is constructed by the brain. And AI is a product of my mind. So in that way, I am related to the AI in quite a close way. But what important is, if you can put AI as an assistant rather than a master of you, because if I put it as a master, it will dull my consciousness, emotions, awareness, empathy, all things it will dull. But if I use it an assistant, it will give me more time for my empathetic and the spiritual living, ethical livings. So ethical use has got a potential to increase my cognition and also the scientific research, healthcare, environmental improvement, and so many things are there which will. So both science and Jainism will agree that use AI as an intelligent assistant rather than an intelligent or the or a master to you. Sorry. Now I'll put my last slide. Can we bridge Jainism and the neuroscience? To some extent, yes. To some extent, we will keep on differing, and differing is one thing which will process me into further research and further thinking. So the differences are good for the further reading and further and exploring. Now, brain, agreeing both, is a physical organ, whether you call it as a brain or etheric body, choices or the languages are different. Mind is functional emergence of the brain. That's what science believes. And Jainism says it is attribute of the jivas. My only question here is not that I'm disagreeing to this particular thing. It's not disagreeing. Are they different, or which I asked the Dr. Anil Jain, are the mind separate dravya or matter or the entity? Is the mind separate entity or not? Or it is a continuum of the everything? So the mind is a functional emergence, and the Jainism put it as the dravya and mind bhavaman. Very correct. And we put dravya mind as a conscious mind and the bhavaman as an unconscious mind. So again, I said language differs, but the conclusions are the same. Consciousness, we talk in terms of the neural correlate. The common word or the abbreviation is NCC, neural correlate of the consciousness, which are trying to find out how the brain network gives rise to the consciousness, whereas it is the karma or the sanskara. That's what different. Meditation, in the physical or material world, it improves my neuroplasticity. whereas in the religion or the philosophy way, it is for my self purification. Again, the same conclusion. And the goal, though different, but I think they are similar to each other. The scientific goal is understanding cognitions, and the philosophical role or the goal is the liberation. So, as I put my questions, my conclusions again, Dravya mind is nothing but a neural substrate, which is a physical or the material mind. Whereas Bhavman is a mental state, it is psychic or the functional mind. It is a action program which is there within my head, but it is not visible. It is power. It is formless, and it has got no weight as other things. So only big question remains is, can soul be compared with the neural correlate of consciousness, or soul is still a bigger thing? We are quite not competent enough to answer right now, but we cannot deny it also. That I do agree, that we cannot deny the existence of the soul, but we need, or a, what I always feel, a new generation of the Jains, and any lay person will need some physical attributes to believe it, what we say. Otherwise, it is there in all the, as I said, universal consciousness and other things. They are there in all the religion, including the Jainism. But why it is not penetrating? Perhaps it is here that if we give some physical substrate, perhaps it will be acceptance by everyone will be the bigger one. With this, I conclude my lecture, and thanks for the listening, and I will be expecting few questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanchetee Saab. So you have put the comprehensive view of neuroscience. Thank you very much. Before we take the questions, I request Bhandari Saab, Dr. Naresh Bhandari ji, to say a few words. And if you want to say something, you have sent two slides. If you want to say something on that, you can put that slide and give your talk.
Sir, can you remove this slide,
Yeah,
please?
Yes, yes, Karan.
I'm telling. Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. We have learnt a lot in this roundtable discussion, thanks to our two conveners, Dr. Anil Kumar Jain Saab and Dr. Sanchetee Saab, and I think a beautiful summary. Uh, uh, I think very enlightening to me. So, and also other speakers.
Bhandari, speak louder. We can barely hear you. Speak louder.
Okay. So, it was very enlightening, and I think the summaries were very beautifully done, so I don't have much to add to that. Other speakers also contributed, and I think it has been by far very satisfying roundtable discussion, and I'm sure the conveners will come out with a volume which we can study. Now, I want to show two slides. Actually, give me 1 minute. I don't know it is share. Actually, I realized 2 or 3 points which I would like to share with you. I stand to be corrected. Maybe I am right or wrong. I don't know. But I come back to what Dr. Sanchetee said, that brain is ultra fast. So I realized these 2, 3 points which are I am going to discuss, that actually mind and brain are very slow. That is my conclusion. Because when I thought about persistence of vision, that if you have stills as you have in movies, in 1/20th of a second or 1/30th of a second, a succession of stills, the brain integrates them into a continuous motion. So that is because they superimpose with each other, and the brain takes them as one and combines them. So the brain is not that ultra fast or fast, it is actually very slow. And same thing happens with persistence of sound, that when we hear sound, it comes in digital form, note by note, but if it comes in 1/10th of a second, then we hear music, we can synthesize into music. So this function is done by the brain. So my point is that these, I used to think before this roundtable discussion that our five senses, they collect information, sound, optical information, taste and all that, and it is immediately, instantly integrated. That is the binding problem. When I was reading Chalmers' work, I thought that this is very fast, but after looking into persistence of vision and persistence of sound, I came to the conclusion that actually it is very slow. So there is no past, no future, only the present, and the universe is a snapshot. Mind makes us see, it is the mind which makes us see them as continuity, and I call it persistence of mind. Now, two things arise from this. One is that because of this persistence, we see changes, but there is no such thing as arrow of time. Only events are there. One event by another event, and the mind is the one which is very cunning and integrates them and gives us a feeling of continuity. So the clock is the correct description because it does tick, 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 go second by second. It doesn't go continuously, and that is the correct description. That is the psychological arrow. This arrow of time, we call it thermodynamic arrow because it is moving towards equilibrium, and this is the psychological arrow. So this is a very profound conclusion. I don't know whether it is correct or how do I put it. But Einstein and Minkowski talked about space-time continuum. So this is, now I come to the conclusion that it is not real. It is the construction of mind. Mind makes us think so that there is a continuity, there is a change. There is virtually no change. There are only snapshots. And I explain it that, we call it Krambadha Paryay. I had some discussion with some of the scholars before. So we say that one Paryay changes to another Paryay. I don't think that is a correct statement. What I will say, one Paryay vanishes and another Paryay appears, and they are quite independent. There is no cause and effect relationship between them. So this is the correct description of nature, that things don't, there is no continuity in it. Only our mind is the entity which makes us think so that things are continuously changing. And then I come to this another important point which I regarding Krambadha Paryay, that as far as physical objects are concerned, of course there is a Krambadha Paryay. One Paryay vanishes and the other Paryay is created, and they are quite independent. And mind is one which makes us see change from one to another. But this is only valid for ajivas. As far as jiva is concerned, I coined to express my idea, karma baddha paryay. The jivas change according to karmas. So karmas bind them, and the jeev paryay changes according to karma, whereas ajiv substances change according to kram baddha paryay. So thus I come to the conclusion that mind is a creation of mind, and in soul, of course, there is no time. It is timeless. That is why we call it akal. So these are the three or four things I realized after this roundtable discussion by various speakers. So I thought I'll put it for discussion. I stand to be corrected, of course, but uh, I think if this is true, then I think all my old ideas have changed, and I was really amazed if this is true. Thank you very much, and I would like to thank all the speakers, all the participants who made it very interesting, and especially to our organizers, Sanchetee Saab, Anil Kumar Saab, and Kachara Saab, of course, gave a very illuminating talk, and others, Arun Kumar ji, and I can't name all of them, but the slide was shown. So this has been very satisfying to me, and I thank you all, and I think at the end of the day, if some problems arise, the JS will be happy to undertake research problems based on these questions which have arisen, including the one I have shown. I don't know how to prove them, but this is my conclusion. So if you have any projects, I would also like to inform that some 61 uh, patron members, guardian members have encouraged the JS and have agreed to support it by giving 1 lakh rupees every year for 5 years. So we can take some meaningful projects, and this is so satisfying to me personally, combining Jainism with science, and I think we can guide science from Jainism, and it's of course a bootstrap type of thing. Both will benefit from each other. So please come up with any project, and we'll be very happy to support it. And yesterday I had an occasion to introduce, we have taken 5 or 6 scholars. Dr. Anil Kumarji were there, so I introduced Dr. Anil Kumarji to those students yesterday. We'll bring them on this stage one of these days after they are doing some projects. So in a short while they will be presenting something. But if there are some bigger projects, like what Dilip ji is trying to take this Bhasha Vargana project forward, I think we would like to take these up, and I mean, this is the beginning rather than, the end of deliberation. So this RTM will serve as a base point where we can kick off some new projects. Thank you everybody for making it so interesting, and personally for me it has been very enlightening. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bhandari Saab. Now it is open for all to ask question or give your ideas. We have some time. Raise your hands, please.
Anilji, I'll just try to respond to Dr. Bhandari sir.
Yes, please take it out, this slide.
Yeah, the first thing is that it's not the brain which is ultra fast. What I put it is the mind which is ultra fast. Second point is that all the sensations in the human body, they have got many limitations. Even we are not highest in the hearing. We are not highest in the vibration sense. We are not highest in the any sense we are talking about. If you take the vision, we can't look beyond the certain range. Hearing also beyond ultra. So we cannot. So we have got a limitation in the brain, because if all the inputs are analyzed in the brain will blast. For that reason, the mind has been created to filter the ranges, both in the vision, hearing, taste, everything which you talk. We are not the highest in the animal kingdom. We are in the middle of the animal kingdom. The second point is that there is a filtering effect. And that's why, and the brain correctly said in the Jainism also, it's a physical organ. And physical organ has got a limit of the functioning speed. But if you take mind, it's a ultra fast. But it may not be the fastest one. I'm differ in that one. It may not be the fastest, but it is ultra fast. That's what I want to say. And the second point is, Dr. Anil, when you said the animal have got the sangya, that's it. Is sangya not part of the mind? My question is.
No, sir. Okay. Bhandari Sahib will take up this question, or I will reply to some.
So what you are saying, Dr. Sanchetee, is that the brain is slow but mind is fast. Is that what?
Brain is slower than the mind. I
No, but
agree.
it's very slow.
It's not very slow, sir. It's compared to the say computational machine, it is slower, but it is not the slowest. And we have been given a slowest because we are not bombarded with the information in the mind. That is the what philosophy in the brain is. That's what my.
Okay, we'll discuss it some more time.
Yes.
I'll think about it, but it looks to me that this.
So we have got every sense has got a range, which is not the highest in the animal kingdom. Every sense you take it, all the five sensations you take, they have got the range. And this range, the number of the taste bud in the human is much inferior than the many animals. You take it hearing, you take it vision, you take the color perceptions. There is a everywhere, but where we are highest is the color discrimination, hearing discrimination, stereoscopic vision.
So
Hearing.
you have any comments on this space-time continuum, which
Yes,
the
sir.
relativity talks about? Is
Yeah,
it
it's
continuous or
quite correct, sir.
it is not continuous?
No, it's not continuous events. It's a event which is occurring. It is there, and we are observing a small portion of it at that point. That is the what current thinking says. But we have not gone into the space-time that much. But still, I agree with you that they are not a continuum. Time is not a continuum.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And Sanchetee Sahib, you are asking about the mind and Sangya. And let me clarify. Sangya is found in all the five senses, all the whether it is one sensed or five sensed. As far as mind is concerned, only five sensed, uh, they are called Sangi, they are having mind. And four sensed and below, they don't have mind. Whatever they perform, their nature instinct, that we call Sangi. You have the picture of animals, they are all five sensed animals, whether it is horse, cow, monkey, whatever it is. But below that, suppose you say they ant, they move their own without seeing that it is helpful to me or to me. They don't, don't consider good. So this is
Your voice is breaking, sir.
Perhaps the internet connections. But what I want to put it, the instinct is also a function of the mind. And it's not, it partly is a genetic instinct, and partly it is a mind instinct or mental instinct. Mental instinct we develop as we grow, and the genetic instinct we carry it from our seeds or the sperms or the ovum. You are off, sir. Yeah, correct. No.
yes. You please repeat it. Please repeat.
Instinct is also a part of the functions of the mind. It's only a smaller portion.
Okay.
When the conscious or the things are added to it, then it becomes an abstract thinking. That's what. So that's what I put it in beginning of my slide, that the terminology differs. but the conclusions are all the same. That's what I wish to say. So the Sangi, my only question
as per
remains,
Jain text,
just a minute, sir. My only question remains, adding the fifth sense, that is the hearing sense. How does the mind develop in that one? Chatur Sangya, and if you take Panchendriya, only hearing is the difference in the two.
yes,
So
that is right.
I think hearing doesn't introduce mind in the individual. That's my query or the question. How adding hearing will introduce the mind in the individual.
All the senses work if any five sensed or being is there, uh, all the senses worked under the guidance of mind, whether it is hearing or vision or water taste, whatever it is.
I
So,
agree.
and it may be our interpretation to just match the science that Sangya may also be extension of mind. We can say like this,
Yeah.
but we have to
No,
discuss. We have to discuss a lot on this.
Yeah, I agree, sir. That's why I said that the language differs, and we have to come to a common conclusion. That's it. Thanks.
Sulik ji, sir, want to say something? Sulik sir.
To thank everyone for an excellent RTM that you have conducted. Very informative. Hope a very good book comes out of this. Sanchetee, when somebody is under anesthesia,
Yes, sir.
some function of the brain is there, but is mind still? I don't think mind is working. Or somebody is unconscious. Again, brain is working, doing some function, but mind is not. Can you explain that little bit? Very simple.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll try to. First is when we are talking about the mind, we are just talking of the external world only. The biggest thing is the introspection. And the external, the five senses are beautifully explained so far. But introspection, what is there in that one? Suppose if you take out my all sensations, vision and everything you take out, but still I will have the mind. And that is because of the introspection. So when you put me in knockdown with the anesthesia, you will have my extroception down, but my heart doesn't stop. My gut doesn't stop moving. So that's why the mind has not been knocked out during anesthesia. It is only my extroception has been. And that too, if you look into the philosophy of the anesthesia, it is only the anesthesia means pain. Basically, they are taking out pain. The conscious awareness is a byproduct of. Basically, it is the taking out the pain so that we can operate you freely. That's all. So putting down anesthesia or doesn't knock down my introspection. Myself doesn't got down, and possibly my all the universal mind and the regional mind, they are not knocked down. That's my interpretation, sir.
Thank you. What is Manapriya Jnana?
Dr. Anil Jain, sir. Man Priya Gyan.
I will put it. That property is मन पर है ज्ञान, मतलब ये उनके मन की सूक्ष्म बातों को भी वो जानते हैं. अच्छा, but what is Saidi Saab was telling one thing I for uh, I have some videos. He has performed 7,000 operations of brain. As per his observation, he found that even though someone was unconscious, even then he can perceive many things. He has mentioned one patient that his artificial teeth were put somewhere and he was seeing this thing. And after the operation,
Actually, this work, the word unconscious is a misnomer. One is
I agree.
conscious all the time. It is the brain doesn't work. That's all. So unconscious word is I think is a wrong word to use there.
In fact, the consciousness has been misunderstood as awareness, awakeness. That is where the whole thing lies. It is not the awake or the unawake. It is the consciousness is the what we are talking up today. And what we are interpreting in the Western world is the awakeness. All their literature, they are working on the awakeness and they are putting it as a consciousness.
It is Chetana and Jagruti. Two are different.
Yeah, correct. It's a Jagrati is a better word for the. I agree with you.
Any
So,
other
so लेख
question?
जैन साहब ने पूछा मन पर्याय ज्ञान का, तो I think my understanding of this, which is that when you think about something, then neurons are fired and they make a structure. And actually, this can be known by another mind through not through our normal brain waves, but through visualization. So there is another mode of communication that is described very well in Vedant philosophy, that is Pashyanti. And that is how Manparya Gyan works. This is my understanding.
Yes.
And this fits in very well because more intensely you think, more intense are the neural networks, more you think, the bigger are the structures, and they remain as structures till they are dissolved. So you can perceive them from one mind to another through a mode which I think is Pashyanti, which is visualization.
Shobhaji has a question. She has raised her hand.
Yes.
Shobhaji, unmute.
Thank you very much. I must confess that unfortunately and regrettably, hadn't been able to go through the entire series of the webinar series. But having listened to today's session, I have three basic questions. I'm very simple in my mind. I don't have such high scientific information, but I just have three questions. One is in Dr. Sanchetee's slide on brain networks. You had said that there is a decreased DMN during meditation, and you also said there is a decreased DMN activity in pramada. So how does that correlate? That's one question. The other one is the mind in animals. We said that the human mind is not for survival, but we have all read in our physiology the fear and flight reactions of a human mind, which controls all the other systems in the body, including the endocrine, immunology, as well as the neurological. So that is another question that I have. And then we also talk about you gave us a proposed model of mind wherein you put consciousness in the regional area. So I'm just wondering whether the soul, which is embodied in every Atma Pradesha of the body, whether the Chetana of the soul is a regional, but we have discussed this earlier with Bhandari ji about the brain having an antenna and pulling in the thoughts from the atmosphere and reacting to it. Is that the same principle that you're talking about? That's the third. And then regarding Bhandariji's slides, I just wondered. He said that every paryaya is a new entity, but then it is conflicting the dravya, utpada vyaya dravya principle of the Jain Agamas actually, and in which it says, the Pravachan says, Natti vina parinamam atto attam vincha parinamo. Davva guna pujayatto atto attinani vatto. That means that every substance without no substance is there without a change, and no change is without a substance, and every substance exists, and every paryaya is a change of that same substance, but it is changing, the gunas are changing a little bit. I'm unable to understand and sort of correlate this Jain Agama ka Utpada Vyaya Dravya principle to what you said. And it sort of brings me back to the same understanding that we said there is no soul, but today quantum physics says there is soul. So are we going to come back to the same thing, or are we going to propose a new principle or a theory? So I finished my questions. I would like to hear your esteemed answers.
So
Sanchetee
I'll
sir,
first, I'm just coming to the easiest question first, and then I'll go to the complicated one. You said human mind is not for survival. I never said that one. I said animal mind is only for survival. That is my first conjecture. Human mind has developed over that one. If you go to the model of the reptilian brain, what I was talking about the difference is the reptilian. Whereas the mammalian brain came in between, where the mammalian means the mammalian is where oxytocins and other hormones came into it. And what we have got is the cortex, cerebral cortex. That is the where. So we are basically meant for cortex, not for the reptilian brain. Reptilian brain is an animal brain. So that doesn't mean that we don't need a reptilian brain. It is there in our body. It is there in our system, including the hormones which you are mentioning. Yes, they all are there. But still the main thing is the cortical brain, which is the biggest element within our brain. That's the simple answer for that one. Second, DMN, I just wanted to, if I made my statement wrong, then if you may correct, otherwise you can carry on that one. DMN is active when you are on the introspective thinking. When you are thinking rest, you are thinking on the meditation. There the activity goes, DMN activity goes down. And pramad means when you are you are just confused. You are entangled in the external world. You are disturbed by the external world. Then the DMN activity goes down. That's what my correct interpretation is. I am sure now I am correct. Now coming to the regional brain, which you said, and which I am also repeating it, that brain act as an antenna and satellite. It receives and delivers signals both to the mind and to the whole universe, and to my lower body also, to my individual cells and the organs. It delivers the signal. So there is a multi-way communication between the brain, body, mind, and soul. That's my. So I think I have answered my part. Is there any other questions or clarification if you need it? But they are very thoughtful
I
questions.
fully agree with Shobhaji about this continuity. That is where we have to invoke the soul. But this discussion today is only between brain, mind, and body. So that is where I said that mind gives us a feeling of continuity, but continuity is there. What you said, dravya, that is where we have to invoke soul, and that is, I mean, I fully agree with what you said. But as far as mind is concerned, what we think is not the reality. That is what I wanted to. It just makes us think differently, it gives us a continuous picture which is not correct. So I'm only distinguishing between the soul function and the mind function. So I think there is no disagreement between what you said and between Jain Agam and what I said. Thank you very much for clarification.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes.
My only one point or observation is that if we can make the language simpler one, it will be accepted by the masses. But if you make it complicated, it will be only learned like you, or I may be able to understand part of it, what you said. But if you make a simpler language, not to you, means it's to the entire community, that our language should be very simple to be understood by everyone. That's it.
सर कंटिन्यूटी का मैं थोड़ा सा बता दूं। जो जो अवस्था से अवस्थांतर होना, ये एक द्रव्य का है। हर मतलब 6 द्रव्य है, 6 के और मतलब इस तरह से ही लेना चाहिए उसको। कंटिन्यूटी में इसी सेंस में है कि वो अवस्था से अवस्थांतर पल पल में होती है चीज, चाहे वो मैटर हो, चाहे सोल हो, चाहे कुछ भी हो। तो उसको हम कंटिन्यूटी में फील करते हैं, यूं भी कह सकते हैं, या कंटिन्यूअस होता है वो भी कह सकते हैं। क्योंकि इतना वो शॉर्ट पीरियड है, उसको हम ना तो कैप्चर कर सकते हैं ना डिफाइन कर सकते हैं। तो एक अवस्था से दूसरी अवस्था में पल पल में चीज जाती है। तो ये उत्पादगत रॉक की जो बात कह रही थी शोभा जी, वो यही है जहाँ तक मैं समझता हूँ।
But there's no cause and effect relationship in change of moods. Is that correct?
नहीं, टाइम फैक्टर इज देयर।
Now, cause
टाइम
and
फैक्टर इज देयर।
causality, I am talking of causality. That it
All
is
paryayas are cause and effect causality only, no? Why does it change? Otherwise, it would stay in the same static this thing. Now, the paryaya is changing because of there is an instrumental cause and the effect is created. Am I right? I may be wrong.
that is, I think, where I tend
Okay.
to
So
disagree. Or
let us hear from two more our audience. रमेश जी, भाई साहब।
जय जी सब, बहुत सुंदर तरीके से आपने बताया। मैं लिमिट कर रखूंगा अपने क्वेश्चन की सिर्फ संचेती सर के बात पर। मैं इस समय कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि जो आपने 5 सेंसेस की बात कही कि सुनने की सेंस होने में ऐसी क्या विशेषता है जिससे कि मन की उत्पत्ति हो सकने की बात है। मैं ये कहूंगा, मैं कमेंट नहीं कर रहा हूँ, आपका प्रश्न बहुत सुंदर है। सिर्फ ये एक संभावना है कि ये एसेंशियल है कि पांचों सेंसेस हों। इट्स नॉट अबाउट द फिफ्थ सेंस ओनली। द एसेंशियलिटी इज 5 सेंस होने के बाद मन की जीव के साथ जुड़ने की संभावना बनती है। उसमें भी 5 सेंस होने के बाद भी कुछ जीव ऐसे हैं जिनके मन नहीं होता, उनको असंगी कहते हैं। 5 सेंस हैं फिर भी असंगी हैं। और मैं सिर्फ इतना, ये कमेंट नहीं है, प्रश्न को एक्सटेंड करने वाली बात है। मैं इस पर थोड़ा विचार भी करेंगे। बहुत सुंदर बात है कि 5वें सेंस सुनने वाली जो शक्ति है। और उसमें एक छोटा पॉइंट और है, कायाबल शब्द आया था कहीं, कि हम ये बल को फोर्स वाली साइंटिफिक वे से जोड़ सकते हैं क्या? धन्यवाद। मेरे प्रश्न समाप्त होते हैं।
First, let me respond to the fifth sense. There are certain conditions in the brain or in the body where one sense is totally missing, including sometimes the hearing may be totally absent. All elements, including the cerebral cortex of the hearing, they are missing. Do you mean that they will not have the mind? That's a big question. So that's what I'm saying. That just to say that all the 5 senses are there, the mind will be there. That's perhaps a wrong way of it. That's my feeling is that perhaps mind has got it there in the single sense also. That's what I feel, that in a single sense also mind is there. but that mind is not developed as in me. And my mind is not as good or as I said the house mind is not as good as my mind. So these gradations are because of the things which are there in my brain. That's my way of putting. But so I'm not saying that with the addition of the fifth sense, you become a complete. No.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
every, yeah, I'm sorry.
ओके सो ये एक्चुअली आपका कहना ये है कि अगर कोई सुन नहीं पा रहा है फिर भी माइंड उसके होता है, यही है आपका कहना?
नहीं, अगर माइंड सेंस माइंड की जो ब्रेन के जो हियरिंग की जो है टोटल मैकेनिज्म इन द बॉडी is absent. Will he have a mind, a human being who has got the total
No,
absent of the?
actually manifestation of that is not there, what it is having because of, you can say, uh, अंतराय कर्म, whatever you can say it. तो वो है लेकिन उसका मैनिफेस्ट उसका प्रकटीकरण नहीं है। उसमें मतलब कैपेसिटी तो है लेकिन जो पड़ा हुआ है उसकी वजह से वो सुन नहीं सक रहा है। वो वाली बात है। आप ये कान पर ही क्यों ले जाते हैं, आप ये देखने का भी ले सकते हैं। वो
Yeah,
आँख
correctly
आँख
said.
आँख से बाहर है तो, लेकिन उसके इंटरनल ऑर्गन तो है, तो उसकी मैनिफेस्टेशन नहीं है। और उसमें भी दो तरह से, चार तरह का वर्णन मिलता है, ऐसा ये तत्व सूत्र में ही है। एक तो उपकरण को करके है और एक क्षमता को लेकर के है। तो एक बाहरी उपकरण, आंतरिक उपकरण और क्षमता को लेकर के भी इसी तरह से दो हैं। मुझे एकदम से कहना बड़ा मुश्किल लग रहा है मुझे। तो ये चीजें हैं, ये होने के बाद भी मतलब उसकी बुद्धि, मतलब ब्रेन, मतलब मन हो सकता है। ब्रेन तो आगे की बीच की बात रह गई। ये इस तरह का है, उस पर हम सोच और बात कर सकते हैं। ठीक है।
Yes.
ये निरंजन शाह जी भी, आप रखिए साहब अपनी बात।
Thank you. Dr. Anil Kumar ji, my question is to you. You had mentioned about the physical mind and its presence, where the physical mind is located in the heart. The location of the mind, if what I understood is, you said it is in the heart.
नो,
It's difficult for me to comprehend
नहीं
that.
सर, नहीं,
Kindly let me know if I've understood it right.
no, it is not in the heart. It is in the vicinity of heart, near to heart, you can say, not in heart.
But then we've generally made to believe that it's in the brain, and heart is just an organ, and you know that those particular surroundings are completely different.
No, but as
Is there
I
any?
read, and most of us have read, that this this is near the heart, not in the heart, near the heart.
Okay, sure. Dr. Pratap ji, Sanchetee, can I have your views also on the same, please?
Yeah. I wanted to respond. Thanks, you have invited me. If you look into this one, I said that there are 40,000 neurons. So the larger number of neurons are not there. That's the one clear thing. So it is not in the heart. What I personally believe is that it was inefficient or the insufficient knowledge of the human body that created a mind near the heart. You look into all the philosophical literature. I'm not saying philosophical literature, novels, poems, शायरी, सभी दिल की बात करते थे.
But that's a metaphorically is what we say,
Yeah,
right?
correct. So they are correct in their sense. But if you really look into where the mechanism of the mind is there, the biggest is in the brain, and it is there in the even small cell of yours. And in that way, it is good in the intestine also. So it is there spread everywhere, and but concentrated, or the highest one is in the brain, as far as we know right now today. And perhaps universal mind will be bigger than that, much bigger.
Sure.
I had
What I
a
also
question. Sorry, just related to your point. These neurons in the heart are identical to the neurons in the brain, or
yes.
different?
They have got axons, they have got a body, and they have got dendrites.
Exactly, they are identical. They are
But
interchangeable.
I won't say by what is biochemical or within the intracellular component, but they have got a mechanism almost similar to them. So, and the gut neurons have been analyzed in that detail. Heart neurons, I read it recently.
So what
Yes,
I feel regarding the neurons in the heart, that probably should be part of the mechanism of the main neurons in the brain to send its communication to the heart. Similarly to the gut, so that, you know, in the absence of the neurons, they probably will not be able to communicate with each other.
You are correct. So when they shift the communication to the vagus nerve, the longest cranial nerve in our body, through that brain connects autonomic functions particularly. Autonomic functions, they can control the heart, liver, kidneys, and the gut. And the main neurons are in the gut and the heart. But if you suppose these cranial nerves are cut, or my brain is out of order, like the Sulegi said, I am down with the anesthesia. Still,
But
neurons can do the
Sanchetee,
automatic work. That's why it is known as autonomic nervous system.
but Sanchetee sir, for any doctor to say that mind is in the heart or near the heart looks very absurd.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying it's not the heart; it is the neurons, nervous system. It is nervous system which is there.
But even if you
yes, sorry.
even to say that the mind is in the vicinity of the heart looks again, you know, very doesn't go in our medical mind at all.
Yeah, I also do not support that mind is in my chest. That's I do not support. But I always support that it is there in my individual cell also, individual organ also, and it is the brain also. And the brain is the most developed one. That's what my conclusion.
Yes, I would agree that each cell has got a mind and each tissue has a mind. That part can be understood. But the typical mind, what we say is not the mind that we are talking about.
Yeah, correct. Because the biggest element is in the brain. Sir.
Thank you. And if there's time, I would like to ask one more question, if there's time. I guess there are two more people waiting. I'll just back up for now. Thank you.
Let us take their questions. And Parag Dr. Parag.
Sir, Jai Jinendra to all. Very stimulating talks indeed. Chanta, I would like to ask Sanchetee sir, very good talk indeed. He was asking about the hearing sense, how it happens, and it is the last of the development in the jiva. The hearing is the faculty, last faculty. Now there won't be, I feel, there won't be any other sense in future apart from hearing and mind. That is the last for even the state of Tirthankarhood or Aryanthood. So hearing, I feel it hears, the mind hears even in dreams without even ears. If a person is deaf or even if the person is blind, I have asked people, do they hear in their dreams? They say, yes, we see. One who is blind, he from almost from birth, from the age of 2, I know him. I asked him whether you see anything in the dreams. He said, yes. But our dreams are different than yours, he says. And here I feel even without sight he may see, and the colors. It's all the faculty of the Atma or the soul. We have to invoke the Atma and its Upyoga Lakshanam, which is the faculty with which I think this happens. And even in the crowd, we focus on the talk which we need, and neglecting all other sounds and all other noises. Selectively, we focus on one speech and we pick up the meaning of that speech. So That's why no wonder it is called Shravaks in our Jain darshan. We don't say darshaks or sparshaks or say any other term we don't use. We use Shravaks because it is the Shravan or the listening art which is given importance for seekers. So I want your view on this, sir. Thank you, sir.
Can you just specify the question?
Sir. Question is whether how this mind works even when in the dream state. It can hear sounds, it can see things even in the dream state, even in spite of not having the hearing
Yes.
faculty, or that is one thing. Second thing,
Yes.
sir, why? Sir.
So I got your question now.
Yes,
If you
sir.
look into this one, in the mind, dream, what you do exactly do. Normal dream which we have got is the visualization. Your vision sense is already there. You're
Yes, sir.
visualizing the sequences. Similarly, you can have the sound or the hearing. You can even have the taste also. You can have the movies also with the visuals as well as the audio. So it can be there. It is normal in the.
So in spite of the blindness, sir, inborn blindness,
Yeah,
sir, congenital.
yeah, quite correct. Because the occipital cortex is already there in that one.
Yes.
And
संचेती साहब आपकी आवाज बहुत कम है.
I'll try to put it.
Now it's audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Very nice. Very clear.
Even in the dreams, your all
Yes.
sensations are working.
Yes.
In dreams, all the sensations are working. Only thing, they are not reaching to the cortex. They are at the subcortical level. Perhaps, I am not very sure, it may be at the
But if you remember,
thalamocortical.
then it is reaching the cortex. If you remember them when we wake up, then it is in the cortex.
Yes. Or it is in the short-term memory. What I put it as, it is in the short-term memory only lasting for few seconds or the few minutes.
Some are in long term also. Some
long term, but if you moment you get up and you revise the sequence, it will go into memory.
Correct.
That's how the memory is formed. So in the dreams, sensations are not blunted. The sensations are blunted, but they are not absent.
Yes. And another is regarding this Shravan or the hearing thing, listening, selective listening. We focusing on one part, one person in the crowd. There is a huge crowd, lot of noise is going, but we focus on only one person and understand what he's saying in a train or wherever, even if he's far off. Then we use our visual faculty by looking at his lips, and we coordinate the information and we come to a conclusion. That is one. But in spite of that, that sounds which are there, focusing on one part of the sound stereoscopically with 2 ears and focusing, is there the soul faculty coming into it? Any other explanation other than the soul? Because Upayoga Lakshanim is the only faculty which we focus and which we gather for us. So that is one question, sir.
If you look into what we have seen or heard in our teaching and other things, when mind doesn't see, eye doesn't see. When mind sees, eye focus on it. Same thing for the hearing. So it is the mind which decides our focus. It is what we call as attention. In our neurological sense, we say attention. If attention is there, you will pick it up. If attention, so attention span is one of the important thing in the learning. Now, regarding the hearing, which you say, why it's Shravak, I'm not very sure, but it is there because it is the one sense which doesn't require constant, say, the interaction, touching. See, like for spurs, you need me to touch you. For
but
taste,
this is there, sir. Vibration is there. Vibration is nothing but
so only the distance, with the distance you can do it, but all other sensations.
Yes. It is a very sensitive thing which vibrates. It is also sort of a distance touch because in reptiles,
Quite.
it seems similar to the reptiles, and without air we cannot hear. So
Yeah.
that is there. So that it touch through the air. So the vibration of the in the cochlea and the bones which vibrate the
Yeah,
middle
quite.
ear and the ear, that is all like it's we
Uh,
can understand mechanical vibrations converting to electrical impulses and then understood by the cortex. So that is understood. But selectively getting to it, it may not be will not be possible with machines. It will be possible with humans or
yeah,
animals.
it's a yeah, it's a we
Even the dogs.
It-
If you take the dog's name, it will turn and look at you. In spite of all the
yeah,
Chopati, in Chopati, as a kids we used to ride horses, and the person owner of the horse used to make us sit on the horse, and the horse used to run. Even with only with me, it used to run like 100, 200 meters. In spite of the crowd and noise in the Chopati, which I couldn't hear, that horse could hear the whistle of the owner from long distance and then turn and come back. So this faculty is only because of soul, I think, sir. I think that is
soul or in
I think,
neurological
ये पराग
only.
जी, you are telling, नहीं पराग जी, you are telling it is conditioning. You do the conditioning. और जैसे भालू को वो आग पर चलाते हैं तो वो डंडे दिखाने से ही उछलने लगता है, तो ये
yes.
कंडीशनिंग होती है, वो एक बार रिपीट करते रहो चीज को। अ,
Hmm.
मेरे ख्याल में अभी टाइम तो हो रहा है, धर्मचंद जी
Okay.
को और सुन लेते हैं, फिर मेरे
We
ख्याल
can.
में बाद में हम वो डिस्कस करेंगे।
Okay.
डॉक्टर धर्मचंद जी,
जी सर।
बोलिए क्या
मैं
कहना चाह रहे हैं सर।
चर्चा चल रही थी तभी मैं ज्वाइन कर पाया। तो एक तो आपने
हाँ, शॉर्ट
जी ने
क्वेश्चन
कहा
रख लीजिए। हाँ, शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन रख लीजिए।
सूत्र
आपका लेक्चर तो हमको करना है आगे। हाँ,
तत्वार सूत्र में कोई चर्चा आई है तो आप कह रहे थे, तो उसमें लब्धि और उपयोग ये दो शब्द दिए गए हैं। लब्धि से क्षमता और उपयोग से उसका उपयोग करते हैं, तो ये दो शब्दों का इस्तेमाल हुआ है। दूसरी बात यहाँ आ रही थी एक कि मन कहाँ रहता है, तो हार्ट में नहीं तो पर पूरे शरीर में, जैसा कहा संचिति साहब ने, वो सही बैठता है। पूरे शरीर में पूरी इंद्रियों के साथ में मन रहता है, हर न्यूरॉन्स के साथ में भी हो सकता है। मैं एक प्रश्न करना चाहूंगा। प्रश्न ये है कि जब स्वप्न आता है तब स्वप्न में जो मन कार्य करता है, मन से ही स्वप्न आता है। मैं समझता हूँ मन ही उसमें ज्यादा एक्टिव रहता है, और उसमें सबकॉन्शियस माइंड हो या अनकॉन्शियस माइंड हो। और
सर आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है सर।
मन ही काम
मीन
करता है क्या?
टाइम ये
सर
संचिति
आपका
साहब कुछ कहें।
आपका आपका क्वेश्चन सुनाई नहीं दिया सर।
क्वेश्चन ये है कि मन में जो स्वप्न आते हैं, उन स्वप्न में इंद्रियां सजग रहती हैं या सुप्त रहती हैं? ये मन मन ही में स्वप्न आते हैं, मन के अलावा अपना आते हैं?
As far as the scientifically or the neurologically there, dreams are reverberating things which have occurred in my conscious mind, which I have failed to understand at the particular moment. I'm just thinking, I'm thinking the 10 more diagrams over you, 10 photos. So I may not be concentrating, but that is being registered in me. And this keeps on reverberating in our mind. And the things which were reverberated again and again, it comes in the dream or in my reality or memories gram. That's
पर उसे डिफरेंट डिफरेंट विषय पर भी स्वप्न आ जाता है, जो हमारे साथ घटित
ये
वो अलग भी आ जाता है।
ये आता है सर, बिकॉज इट मे बी, कहते हैं ना, कौन सी चीज कब जागृत होगी अनकॉन्शियस माइंड में। अब अपना जैसे आपका लैपटॉप में है, कौन सा वायरस कब एक्टिव होगा, वी डू नॉट नो। सो सेम थिंग इज देयर इन द सब अनकॉन्शियस माइंड। कौन सी चीज कब जागृत होगी, वी आर स्टिल येट टू नो, बिकॉज अनकॉन्शियस माइंड वी आर नॉट बीन एबल टू।
वैसे जो ड्रीम्स आते हैं उनका साइको एनालिसिस फ्राइड ने किया था,
जी हाँ।
सिगमंड फ्राइड ने साइको एनालिसिस किया था, लेकिन उनका अपने ढंग से किया था। इसमें सत्यता रहती है स्वप्न में, या स्वप्न वैसे ही होता है, कुछ भी आ गया और हमारा उसका कोई लिंक नहीं होता है, उसका
देखिए
जीवन से सत्य का कोई प्रभाव होता
देखिए
है, सत्य से संबंध होता है?
स्वप्न यही है जो मैंने कभी भी परसीव किया है, वेदर इन माय
हम्म,
कॉन्शियस माइंड और अनकॉन्शियस माइंड। मैंने कभी भी
बड़ा
परसीव
बढ़िया।
किया, कभी भी किया परसीव, और वो
अच्छा।
वापस कभी जागृत होता है। अब वो क्यों होता है, ड्रीम ड्रीम के एक अनदर पूरी मतलब है थ्योरीज, बट वी आर नॉट क्वाइट टू द करेक्टनेस राइट नाउ।
हम्म।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक
ठीक
यू
है।
वेरी मच। और ये चैट बॉक्स में दो ये कुछ चैट आए हैं, जरा आप ये पढ़ लें संचेती साहब। और इसके साथ ही वैसे तो अपना इस सेशन का कंक्लूजन हमने यहाँ कर लिया है।
हाँ
फिर भी
या,
कुछ वो यंग स्पीकर्स हैं, उनको हम अगले हफ्ते उनको सुनाएंगे। चार यंग स्पीकर्स हैं, और अगर ये समय परमिट करेगा तो कोई एक सीनियर का भी हम उसमें लेक्चर रखेंगे, उसको हम वर्कआउट कर लेंगे और अकॉर्डिंगली कम्युनिकेट। सो ये आप सबका बहुत आभार।
just one line for the two questions. रसना इंद्रिय, there is a taste here, रस रस कहते हैं, ये सभी इंद्रियों में है, चाहे स्पर्श इंद्रियों में है, चाहे टेस्ट इंद्रियों में है, चाहे श्रवण इंद्रियों में है, या नजर में है। रस सब जगह है। रस एक इमोशन की स्टेट है। रस इज नॉट ओनली फॉर द टेस्ट। तो रसना इंद्रिय जो आपने लिखा है, वो रसना इंद्रिय जरूरी नहीं कि टेस्ट से रिलेटेड हो। तो ये इमोशंस इज ए पार्ट ऑफ द इमोशनल डेवलपमेंट। और दूसरा क्वेश्चन मेरे को नजर नहीं आया सर।
तो उससे ऊपर दिलीप जी का है,
तो दिलीप जी का,
हियरिंग।
हियरिंग हियरिंग इज मोस्ट यूनिवर्सल सेंस। आई डिसएग्री, because the hearing developed later on in the life. It doesn't develop in the unicellular organism. That's what scientifically it believed it. It was not developed in the unicellular organisms. There is a perception, which is communication is there in every sense. Be singular sense, unicellular, by dual, triple, four, everywhere the communication is there. But hearing, which you call it from the ear, is not there till the fourth sense have developed the vision. Then the fifth came in the existence. That's my answer to that one. And Bhasha Vargna is nothing that it is a communication Vargna. What I am speaking, it is a communication. That's it.
संजीती साहब के टॉक ने बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन इनवाइट किए। ग्रेट, इट इज ग्रेट। सो इसके साथ ही मैं आप सब साथियों का बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ कि आपने हमारे इस प्रोग्राम को सक्सेस, और उसके लिए बहुत आभार। बहुत से लोग तो कंटिन्यूस आते रहे, और अपनी उपस्थिति 40 तक पहुंची थी, लेकिन 30 से कम कभी नहीं रही, ये भी सही है। सो इसके साथ ही हमारा तो ये फर्स्ट राउंड जो है आरटीएम का वो कंप्लीट होता है। जो रिमेनिंग पार्ट है, जो यंग यंग स्कॉलर्स के लिए है, उसको आप ये नेक्स्ट वीक में हमको लेंगे, तो आप सब उसमें फिर सादर आमंत्रित हैं। और भंडारी साहब ने ये अपॉर्चुनिटी दी हमको, उसके लिए भी हम उनका आभार करते हैं। सभी स्पीकर्स का आभार, और पर्टिकुलरली सभी श्रोताओं का आभार। उनके बिना ये हम सब लोगों को इतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं आता। तो भंडारी साहब को निवेदन है कि आप ये लास्ट वर्ड कह करके इसको हम आज बंद करते हैं। और उसमें अगर कोई स्पेशल चीज हो तो पूर्वी जी हमको बताएंगे, लेकिन भंडारी साहब पहले बोलेंगे।
No, sir, it has been a wonderful experience. So, thanks everybody, all the participants, speakers, and organizers. That's all I'll say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू सर। क्या क्या फतेह चंद जी, आप कुछ कहना चाह रहे थे क्या?
नहीं सर, सबको धन्यवाद देना था, काफी नॉलेज बढ़ा।
चलिए चलिए
थैंक यू
चलिए
सर।
सर, थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू। पूर्वी जी कुछ अनाउंसमेंट आप कर दीजिए। हाँ।
आपने ऑलरेडी कर दिया. नेक्स्ट ट्यूसडे दैट इज द 11th of August वी आर.
नाम ले दीजिए उनका, स्कॉलर्स के, मुझे याद नहीं थे.
हाँ, संयम परारिया जी, ओम कन्नड़ जी, देवी डोडिया जी एंड
संजना.
संजना. 4 स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो उनके प्रेजेंटेशन होंगे 11th August को. और कल समयसार क्लास है 8:30 to 9:30. So all are welcome in that class also. Thank you. Thank you once again everybody for
थैंक
joining.
यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you, Jai Hind.
नमस्कार, जय हिंद,
जय
गुड नाइट.
जिनेंद्र.